welcome back to another episode of the Next Adventure Show. I am Barry Moore, and this is
G-Man. Check this out.
merch, baby, a TNA hoodie. Last time it was TNA t-shirts. This time we've got the TNA hoodie in full effect.
And it's 33 degrees.
So it's good. If you want those, check in the description. TNA.show/merch, people.
What do we get up to today?
What did we get up to today? So today was a bit of a chat through of our trip coming up in August to the Red Center road trip. But first, we thought we would have a look through
The AGOMA, which is the Gallery of Modern Art here in Brisbane. That was pretty amazing. It's a motorcycle exhibition, having a look at some motorcycles at the moment. Wow, I'll tell you what, a bit of a turn on for some of those bikes. A couple of nice BMWs and Suzukis and one Honda. I saw one Honda.
For those of you who love motorcycles like ourselves, and if you're like me, you'd like to park it in the living room and just stare at it and occasionally lick it from time to time. Yeah, there was a whole exhibition of just beautiful motorbikes from like the dawn of the motorbike era, basically motorized bicycles, all the way up to the latest race bikes and some really snazzy custom bikes. So we'll let you see this beautiful B-roll of all the bikes on display at the Queensland Goma.
Did you have a favourite bike?
That's a tough call. There was some really nice ones. I did like the Moto Guzzi one with the bullet fairing on it. That's one of my favorites. And I like Toby Price's KTM. That was pretty impressive.
That was pretty impressive there. There was probably about 100, maybe 100 bikes there. As you walk through, you'll notice that it's just shiny. Everything's just shiny. It's chrome. They've spent a ton of money just making sure that when you walk in there, you just go, wow. I mean, how cool was... I mean, everyone that was there was pretty much a bikey fan, I think.
Super impressive, and they had big screens all around too, where they were showing film clips from different movies that had classic motorcycle scenes in it, like The Matrix, etc. But I think our favorite was Great Escape.
Great Escape, Steve McQueen. So they played that bit there. It was great. There was even that one was the Bullet bike. I think the fastest bike in the world. Back in, I think the
fastest Indian, that one.
Indian, yes.
Anthony Hopkins had from that as well.
Yeah, and that was so you're seeing some shots of that too. But then you could go through a section, and I think we should show them where you could build your own bike.
So they had an interactive station where you could go in and design your own bike. So G-Man and I both sat down, designed our bikes. We'll put up pictures of G-Man's bike first. This is it.
Don't you love that, hey? Surfboard and all, and my little. You like my little headlamp at the front there?
And then a much more sophisticated gentleman's ride. Here's my bike.
Yeah, pretty ordinary. So if you get the chance and you're in Brisbane, go and check it out. I mean, entry fee was $25. I think parking was just as much as $17 to park.
And they'll have the puddles of drool that we left all cleared up by the time you get there. So.
Yeah, and you still have to check in everywhere you go. I'm still living in Arse Avenue, Arseville. It's just right now, I'm not too sure the name of this pub here, but we're just near Fish Lane.
I'm glad they're playing loud music.
Yeah. No, I think they might cut it out. But we're just near Fish Lane, and we thought we'd just go and have ourselves some fried cauliflower and then Spook here ordered himself a beer, but then you realised...
I realized I'm actually on call today, so I can't touch it. So G-Man had to drink my beer.
Can't touch this. That's a good theme song. And in fact, I said to him, I said, you're not even allowed one? Like, what happens? And then your response was?
You get fired.
You get fired. It's like,
Rightly so, I mean.
yes. Do you want a pilot that is partly inebriated? Yes. I mean, have you seen him? Have you seen him with the drone? Actually, how are you going with the Skydio?
The Skydio is awesome. So I've been experimenting with the Skydio and trying to get the best cinematic footage out of it. Got some ND filters. I'll splice some of it in here. So this is just out in front of where I live in Redcliffe. It's a beautiful spot, and I've been out practicing the drone so I can get better drone footage from you when we do our Red Center road trip, which is...
Well, actually, it's going to be in August, September. But just when you said Red Center, just a quick side note there is that I met up with a client yesterday, and I said to him, "Oh, we're off to Ayers Rock," and he went, "Hang on, mate. You can't call it Ayers Rock anymore. It's now called Uluru." So we have to go by the First Nations terminology. So is that actually? I'm just listening to the song in the background. Is that Doobie Brothers?
It is the Doobie.
That's the Doobie Brothers.
All the latest music. They were just playing Hall & Oates before, so they've got the latest soundtrack. It's probably the original soundtrack when they bought the hotel in the first place.
Maybe. And they just keep playing in a loop. I've never met anyone who has been so obsessed in buying gear. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like even just here, there's the phone. I think we're using his phone there. Then you've got your burner phone, and then I've got my GoPro here. But
there's a new addition to the family.
And it's being used, and you might see some of the
second
cutaway
angle.
shots.
So this is the cutaway to the new Osmo Pocket.
Show them.
And I'll show them. So here it is, Osmo Pocket. It's a gimbal stabilized little camera. Not really an action camera, but it's got this nice gimbal. You can see it kind of gimbling away there. That will stabilize all the nice shots. So really good for B-roll and that sort of thing. Brand new addition to the TNA family to bring you all the best footage we can when we head out to the Red Center later.
You like wearing a GIMP, don't you?
I love a good gimbal.
Love a good gimbal. So check us out. Don't forget, we're getting closer. We're trying to come up with a charity that we should be supporting during our 6,500 kilometre ride. We may be thinking, I'm not too sure, maybe Brumbies. Maybe the Brumbies, the saving of the Brumbies in the Snowy Mountains river scheme down in New South Wales, Victoria. That could be something. So we want to maybe go animals. Do we want to do animals?
That's a very loaded question. I don't So we would like to tie it, as we said last time, tie it somewhere in Australia. So when we went through India, we did an Indian-based charity. Went through Peru, we did a Peruvian-based charity. So we'd like to find something in Australia. So we could use your help. If you want to leave it a comment down below, any suggestions you might have for what charities to support on our ride coming up. And we've done a little bit more route planning. So it looks like, we'll head off in the middle of August, and we'll take the northern route out to Alice Springs. So that goes to places like Longreach and Winton, and then down into Alice Springs. And then from Alice Springs out to Uluru. And then kind of heading south, Oodnadatta, Burnsville track, up to Burnsville, and then a bit of a southern route back to Byron Bay. So clearing up the route and clearing up what we're going to need to take, and hopefully getting some sponsors on board to help us out with gear and help us out with trip expenses. If you want to help us out, you can always go to tna.show/KO-FI, Ko-fi. That's the
Ko-fi.
Ko-fi. That's the site we've got set up if you want to donate a tank of gas or something along those lines.
In fact, I went to get my hair cut the other day, and my wonderful hairdresser says to me, "Mate, from here on until you do your trek out to the Red Center," he said, "you don't have to pay for your haircut anymore." So that is like $6 I'm saving every time. I'm only kidding. But he said, put that towards fuel or for a stop off coffee, and we just want fuel. I mean, fuel is something that we need to carry, and we need to work out the logistics there of how much fuel.
Doesn't really work for me.
Yes. Yes. Actually, fuel, that's not bad. So don't forget, if you want some merch, if you want to support us and you want to come along with the ride, I'm sure that we've got provisions for you to jump on a bike and even tag along behind us if you want. A couple of people have been interested, yeah, but they're all talk, you know. Stop with the talking.
Get off the couch.
Get off the couch. There's better things to do than just sitting there and watching a couple of old fellas doing a trek out to the Red Centre.
Today we've also been planning our next trip, which is going to be out towards the Tenterfield area. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up in a couple of weeks as well.
A nice little camping trip. We're going to head out, just an overnighter, do some camping again. Yep, Tenterfield, New South Wales. Turn around and head on back.
So this is just a quick vlog version of the Next Adventure Show channel. So stay tuned for more trips and more gear reviews coming up. In the meantime, we'll see you
At the next adventure.
on the next adventure. See ya.
Where you could build your own bike.
Yeah, they had this kind of on-screen interactive thing where you could... Fuck you, Able Truck Hire.
Come fuck you.
Doing a TV show.
Fuck
here.
you.